Hi sparkly people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to be doing a nice little foam roller session to kind of get out all those juicy bits and knots and things. So go ahead and grab your foam roller and let's get seated on our mats. So one thing I do want to express is there's green pain and red pain. So green pain is just kind of subtle and juicy and it has a little bit of an extreme, but red pain is when you know that you want to back away from it. So really honor yourself where you're at because we are going to find a lot of that today. So to begin, sit lengthwise on your mat, and I always like to start under my right thigh. So you will need some level of strength here. So if that's a problem for you, just do the best you can. I raise my bum off the ground and I gently roll forward and then roll back. So you're kind of getting right where it connects towards your glute at the top of that thigh in the back. And then I let it come all the way down towards the knee and back up. You can turn it a little to the right, so your knee is going towards the right, and then turn it a little towards the left. Let your bum sit back down on the mat and turn to your side. And this is where I take the foam roller and put it into the groin area. So you just roll as close as you can to where your leg connects to that inner part. And just gently roll here, really honoring yourself and where you're at. And then we're gonna go onto the inside of that thigh up above the knee. Be careful here. Only apply as much pressure as you feel is comfortable. Initially, when you first start foam rolling, it's a lot harder to handle and you want to back away more frequently, but as time goes and your fascial muscles release a little bit more, it becomes more comfortable over time. Come to sit back on your seat to join me. And here I like to just put it right behind the knee and just be very careful here. Move your hip to kind of move your leg back and forth. Also, if you want, you can kind of rock your leg over it. So raise and drop your foot, and that helps massage the back. Turn your knee towards the edge. Hold it here. Not too much pressure. Your seat is gently lifted from the ground, and you're just moving it a little bit here, getting right on the edge of that IT band connection. All right. Bring it a little bit more towards the top of your calf, so more away from your knee, and lift your seat here, grounding into your left foot, and just move it along that tissue back and forth. Option also, if it's comfortable for you, you can cross your other leg over to create a little bit more pressure and tension. That could be quite painful and or just juicy. It's all up to you. Modify where you need to. Roll in and get it right on the edge of that upper part of the calf towards your shin. And bring it down a little bit more. Same thing on the mid. So roll back and forth. Well, side to side and back and forth. And once again, you don't have to have your other leg on top. You can just brace yourself with the other leg and then guide it down towards your ankle. So now here we raise our seats and we just massage that tissue right at the base of the calf towards the Achilles tendon. And feel free to also cross your leg over the top. And release. Shake it out. Same thing. Other leg. Press into your hands, raise your seat, and guide your leg right where it connects to your glute here, okay? And just roll back and forth. Shift your knee from one side to the other to help rotate that leg. Let it come down a little closer to your knee. Shift your knee in. Shift your knee out. Sit on the ground and once again, Same thing, I'll turn to face you. So just guide to the inside of that groin area. And just shift your weight back and forth here. You can raise up a little if that feels okay. Maybe press more weight into that pressure. And let yourself walk up a little bit towards the other side of your mat. And your knee, don't roll your knee, but the tissue right above your knee. Just roll into that a little bit here, back and forth. Let it go. I'll face back the other way because I think that could actually be more helpful for you. So now we take it behind the knee, nice and gentle. There's a lot of things going on back there, so we don't really want to do too much to it. We just kind of want to loosen it up a little bit. Here I don't feel the required need to place my other leg on top. I just want to shift my weight around back and forth, knee moving from side to side to kind of massage the back of that knee. And then bring it a little closer towards just the top of your calf. Option to gently take the other leg and press into it, or raise and really get a lot more pressure onto that. Also, you can brace yourself with your other leg on the other side. And as we're moving this back and forth, you're also moving your knee from side to side. We're doing a full fascial release massage here, okay? Lower it down more towards the mid of your calf. Same thing, rotating your leg back and forth. And closer to your ankle now at the base of that calf. Just rotating your knee back and forth, feeling any juicy bits, honoring yourself. Also feel free to hang out longer on any part of your body. You don't have to follow directly along with me. You can pause the video so you can hang out in that spot longer. All right, then if you feel comfortable with this option, I like to raise my bum up and take it onto the foam roller. And then I gently roll back and forth here. And also I shift my knees to one side to really get onto that glute and just roll that. And then same thing other side. So shift your knees, roll onto the other glute muscle here. Let yourself roll completely forward to sit on the mat and take the foam roller further back, placement to where it should be right around your shoulder blades. Apparently I'm having trouble here. You raise your glutes from the mat and hands clasped behind your head. Here you might feel a nice, juicy, satisfying pop at the spine right in between your shoulder blades. Hang out here as long as you need to. I only usually go down just to the base of where my sports bra hits my back, and then I stop there. You can rise to sit, take it closer to your hips, and lean back again. Tilt towards the right and just massage that lower right part of your back. So I'm sitting into my elbow on the other side, leaning into it, and not putting too much weight here. Same thing other side. Shift your knees over to the left. See how I'm holding myself up with that forearm. And back to center, release. Scooch your seat closer to the base of your mat and to your feet. Let your head come back onto the foam roller. And then from here, you actually want it more at the nape of your neck, so the base of your skull. And here I find if I just move my arms up a little higher away from me and hold them here, it allows me to kind of press a little bit more into my neck as I rotate from side to side. So stop wherever it feels good for you. You might have a few knots in here. This is just a nice little release for the back of the skull. My right side always seems to want a little bit more tension, so you can stay on whatever side and just kind of rock a little bit more on that side. And go ahead and rise to sit. Now we're gonna do the fronts of the thighs. You can do your shins here. It's really awkward, it's a bony part, so I'm gonna refrain from doing that today. So now you bring it to the tops of your knees and plant your hands and then plant your elbows. So you come up and you walk your elbows forward and then you just press into your elbows and rock your body back and forth onto the top of that foam roller. Options also, if you feel comfortable, to rotate your knees to one side and the other. So now my knees are rotating towards the left, and now they're rotating towards the right. Also, you can come up higher right towards that connection into that hip joint where your hip flexors are and get a nice little massage there. And come up. So the last thing I like to do, I'm going to flatten out my mat a little bit more. This mat always moves around with especially foam rolling. So here, I'll show you this side first. So foam roller goes directly under your armpit here, okay? And what I like to do is use one hand to kind of brace and rock my body back and forth, just applying a little bit of pressure here. Getting into any nice juicy little tendons and knots and things. You can bring it a little closer to your chest and get into a little bit of those pec muscles off to the side. And you're just kind of rounding up and rounding down. And same thing on the back side. Diagonally have your foam roller and guide it just right at the edge of your armpit. And you can feel free to roll back a little bit if that feels good. If not, stay here. And then once again, press into your legs and shift your body up and down. Getting the nice back of that shoulder area there. You can also rock back and forth diagonally. And same thing other side. That particular move has been a lifesaver for me. They cut into my muscle tissue on my shoulder on the right when I had surgery and all the things. So I'm still rehabilitating my shoulder. So here, once again, same thing. The foam roller is just right under your shoulder and your armpit. And your other hand is pressed into the ground and you're just rocking back and forth in kind of a diagonal motion. Not too much pressure here. These muscles are a lot smaller than your leg muscles, so I don't think you really need to give them all you got. All right, same thing on the opposite side. So diagonal foam roller towards the right corner. For this right arm, once again, right at the edge of your armpit where your arm connects. And you can roll forward. Mine is touching just towards the base of the shoulder blade, right off to the side of my body. For me particularly, that feels really good, also rolling back on it a little bit more. It's very juicy, I would say. All right, and one more thing that we can do, you don't have to do, it's not for everybody, I don't think, but you can roll into your shoulder. So you just come to your knees and you just put your shoulder down onto the mat as you brace with your other hand and just shift back and forth. And you can also shift from side to side. That's really nice for that delt muscle. Especially if you did like a shoulders workout or you did a lot of plank or even a lot of yoga. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So nice, just rocking motion, bracing with your opposite hand. Maybe up and down. Be really kind to it. Don't apply too much pressure. just be very thoughtful. If this is too much for you, also option to go back to some other part on your body. All right, and release. Come to sit back on your heels. And we're done. So that's my nice little foam rolling routine that I do every day. And it makes your range of motion a lot better for any other activity, even yoga. But I found in combination with yoga and dynamic stretching and my fitness routine, this really, really helps. This helps balance everything out. So I definitely recommend to do foam rolling. Also different foam rollers for different people. So mine is just pretty basic. It's pretty firm, but it doesn't have those crazy textural additions on the outside that can really dig into you. That's up to you. That's a personal thing. I might not take one of those behind my knee. So if you really enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And if you feel like anybody else would benefit, go ahead and share, as it really does help me reach more people. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations for future videos, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And until next time, have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.